Good morning, everybody. Morning.
Morning.
From here on, I'm going to be very boring compared to the prior two. Excel programming. Sounds like I'm going to be here teaching you Excel. That's not what I'm going to be doing. I used to teach Excel when I used to work for the IRS to the new hires, and I do some of my own training to my own employees, but that's not what I'm going to be doing here. Dr. Nathan Garrett and I'm going to be presenting August 10 to the American Accounting Association a study that he is conducting. I'm co-presenting with him. And so what I'm going to talk about today is what our students need to excel, not only here in school, but also when they work. This slide here, I'm not going to explain it to you. This is a lot. This probably would take a year to do. However, this is the data and the collection of data that Dr. Garrett is conducting right now. And he has come up with some preliminary findings, and we'll see what those findings are in a little bit. So why should you care about Excel? How many of you are in business here? Everybody. Great. Okay, so if you are in business, do you know how much money you have in your bank account? You don't have to tell me because I might grade it after this. Yes? You know? Okay, and if you don't know, this is one reason why you should know Excel, because quickly the bank sends you a statement, a bank statement, and you see a number and a result at the bottom, maybe the beginning balance and the ending balance. So we really need to know how Excel works because we want answers right away. How much do I have in the bank, and why do I have this, for example? In business, Excel is one of the most widely used applications, and accountants, marketers, people in marketing, managers need Excel. My manager, when I used to work for the IRS, would come to audits with me and she would say, okay, I found that this employer is deducting 15 million in payroll tax. Can you tell me right away, Alice, how this 15 million came about? Let's look at the general ledger. There are 3 quarters. There are all these numbers. Where do we go for this? I would take the 4 quarters of the wages and add them up in Excel. Come up with the total, 15 million. We found, or Dr. Garrett has found, that some of our students have a lot of difficulty putting these ideas into Excel and coming up with the right answer right away. So we'll see how we do that. This, I'm not going to talk too much about this. This is an example of what we call text data. Dr. Garrett is studying data with text, with numbers, and trying to put all this together with formulas and functions. This is an example of a text trying to find out what is the answer if you are, let's say, on Saturday and you want to go back to Sunday. How do we input this in Excel? His study, what he's trying to do right now is trying to put a tutorial for the students at the beginning before he gives them examples of what functions or formulas are supposed to be used in Excel. We have simple math. We have a little bit more complex math, and then we get into high math, and then we incorporate dates, text, rounding, and if functions in Excel. This is just a crazy thing. He said just kind of wake them up because by now they're bored. So I'm a certified public accountant, and just as I'm not teaching you here Excel, I'm not going to be teaching you accounting. I just want to go to where this study is taking us. But I I put this, this is an extra slide that I'm putting here, just to show you how more or less the tutorial will start for the student. Here we have assets equals liabilities plus equity. How many of you know this? Oh my gosh, please don't ask me questions after this. Well, as most of you know, assets equals what the company owns or what you own. If you have a car, you have an asset. Now, if you buy that car, you finance it, you don't have all the cash, you will have a liability. So if you want to sell that car, how much do you think is left over? You bought it for 20, you 18, you put 2,000 down, what is left over? 2,000, right? So this would be a tutorial. We combine this doesn't have a pointer, but hopefully you can follow me. So the assets, let's say, would be a column and a row in Excel. So let's say that the column is A and the row is 1. A1 would be assets, let's say. Then we would run across the columns, we say B, B1. And then across more, equity, C, C1. So A1 equals B1 minus C1. Yeah, I know I lost you there, right? Oh, good. Smart students I have here. So this would be a tutorial in these examples that we're going to have for you. Now, here I have a trick, and I don't know that it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, my whole presentation ends here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It's not going to work. Sorry. What I had is the 5. I had a spreadsheet just to show you what I just told you. But I think everybody say, I understand A1, D1. So that's great. Okay. We do the same thing for income. Revenues minus expenses equal net income. Now here, if we go back to the Excel equation, now we're going to have, it doesn't have a pointer. I keep on looking because I think I have a pointer, guys. So 5, for instance, we're going to have an if function. And we have found that the students are having a little difficulty coming up with the answers when we have if functions. So equity is the residual, right? So if we go to the income statement, we see that revenues minus expenses equal net income or loss. Net income increases equity. And loss decreases equity. So a function might be such as if net income, then equity increases. Or if loss, equity decreases. You with me? Ready? Right, good. So again, I had the spreadsheet there to show you how the rows and the columns and the formula, how that works. I don't want to take too much time on that because everybody said understood. So our functions hard to write. Some are basic functions like the ones that I just got into. Most of us in this room, I think, we know how to do that. But if we have an if function, that's when we start to trip. So if we are finding difficulties in writing functions, do we need any soft skills? And I would tell you from being a professor here, coming from other schools as professor and working for the IRS for many, many years and training new hires, the students not only need to know their subject, let's say accounting, they also need to know computers, a lot of computer science techniques, such as knowing the applications, the data applications, Excel, Word, and so on and so on. It is not just enough to go to a computer and say, oh, well, there is a template in budgeting. Let me just copy this and let's just substitute numbers and functions and formulas. That's not enough. One really has to have a math skill, computer skills, and of course another subject matter, the one that they decided to exercise when they go and work. This is a little bit just for us teachers. When do the students actually do homework? I mean, when we gave them these problems, you can see that at 11 o'clock p.m., you should be sleeping, students here in the room. So that you come to my class not sleeping. So as we move to the left, we see the scatter diagram here showing that the simple formulas are the easiest to do in Excel. And as you move to the left, it's not only harder, but it's taking a lot longer to come up with the solutions. Why? Because we don't have enough skills in Excel, and many times we don't have enough skills in our subject matter. So that's pretty bad. These arrows are telling you what I just told you. Same thing, we're just showing you in color and larger circles how hard and how easy the students are finding these examples and solution required. This is where I'm very concerned that a bachelor's degree, a master's degree program individual coming to me as a supervisor, not knowing to do simple things in Excel, is really distracting for my company. Because I like to do things like that. When the IRS comes to my office and says, well, Alice, this doesn't add up, and I have a person, an assistant, I call them usually, doing the work for me, and they don't know how to do this right away. You really just, interns or whatever, pay for whatever. I just want to close my business. So what I'm really doing here? Because the IRS really doesn't work. Agencies, government agencies, do not wait. They say, we are here 2 hours. Give us the information now or else. Your client suffers. So we all know that the more we practice, the better we become. In this study, and this is preliminary, hopefully by August 10, which is the presentation to the American Accounting Association, is going to be presented. We have more information. This is like a dry run. I want to know what you think from you. Give us some input, professors, students. What do you think we really need to talk to you about or introduce to you, something to make you excel? So we have lines. If the student that is preparing these functions or making the input, again, I don't have a pointer, I'm so sorry. If the line is flat, it means that the student really is not learning even with practice. If the line is choppy, like let's say this one here at the very bottom, the second one to the bottom, that means that maybe the instructions that are given to the students are not proper, are complicated, are vague, difficult to understand. And the ones where the students are learning, then they go not really steady, but they take just a small curve, not enough to worry about. I'm just showing you where we are here. And this again, these are formulas that Dr. Garrett is putting together for the students together with tutorials. And you can see that this is daunting. However, if you know Excel, that shouldn't be so much because Excel is pretty dynamic. You can do a lot of things with Excel just by copying and pasting from one place to another. So if we have problem-solving skills, and what does that mean, problem-solving skills? If I want to cross here, I got to think how to do it. That's solving. So it's very important to have problem-solving skills, math, Excel, computer science. Writing functions, they are difficult, from simple to very difficult. And combining different functions and math syntax is very, very, very difficult. So we need to be kind to our students, but we need to give them more tools to excel here and excel outside. Thank you very much.